Hi everyone, it's Laurel O'Sullivan, the Woman's Coach, and I'm here to talk to you about the full moon in Libra occurring on March 28th at 8 degrees of Libra. This is a full moon that is asking us to take stock and take assessment of our life and to see it from a higher perspective, specifically when it comes to relationships. So I want to give you a flavor of this new moon, or this full moon rather, and then we'll talk about what it might mean specifically, how it might show up in our life. Because the most important thing when we're talking about astrology and the patterns we're experiencing is to be able to identify or feel the energetic resonance that we're being called to feel within ourselves so that we can connect with that and create a memory of what we're being called forward to shift and to change in our life, because astrology, after all, is the study essentially of our personal growth, of how do we use the energy around us to connect deeper into our own intuition and knowing. So in Aries, the energy is about new beginnings. This full moon is in Libra, which means the moon is in Libra opposite the sun, which is in Aries. So at the beginning of Aries season, the sun is in Aries. It's about asking ourselves, where are we ready for a new beginning and how can we forgive ourselves? Because in order to create a second chance, as I like to call it, we need to wipe the slate clean. So one thing we're being asked to is to take stock, take assessment as we start a new astrological year and look at where we want those new beginnings to occur. Now, for all of us, that's likely wherever Aries is in your chart. Is where you have an opportunity for a new beginning, but you also likely know this on an intuitive level. Where have I been feeling stuck? So now you have an opportunity to rise above that stuckness and to create a new beginning. But what makes this full moon particularly potent and particularly unique is that the Venus is conjunct right next to the sun. And this is really rare. This doesn't happen a lot. So we're feeling the full potency of this energy. And Venus, of course, is about love, about self-love. So this is the energy of really loving who we are. And we're being asked to love ourselves and accept ourselves completely. And again, Aries is a sign of self-leadership. So it's about loving ourselves completely, so much so that we can forgive ourselves and have a sense of where we want a new beginning to occur. And for all of us, I would say over the last year, we probably have a good sense of where that is. So this is a slow process. A full moon is about completion. So just to clarify, in some ways, because we're talking about second chances and new beginnings, this might sound like a new moon, but a full moon is sort of a culmination of the work we've done, of the growth we've done over the last 6 months since the last moon in Aries, full moon in Aries. So we're being asked to heal because Chiron is also involved in this full moon. So Chiron, Venus, and the sun are all coming together the day after the full moon on March 29th. And Chiron is the wounded healer. It's an asteroid, not a planet, but we feel its energetic impulse. And it shows us where that core wounding is. So it is here to help heal us, but it can feel uncomfortable. So feelings of sadness may come up for you right now. And this is where the courage that Aries calls for is called on, to look at who you are, to trust that what you've learned and how far you've come, and that you're ready to follow a new path forward to reaching your potential. So Chiron and the sun requires confidence. And Aries, of course, being the warrior, the sign of the warrior, is calling on us to have confidence. So just to give you a clearer sense of what's happening again, to reiterate, the moon is in Libra, which is the house of relationships, and it is opposite the sun and Venus and Chiron in Aries. So this is what's called the relationship axis in astrology. So relationships are being highlighted here, and we're being asked to transform those relationships and to understand and recognize our self-worth in the context of relationships. So we're being asked to change some kind of relationship pattern in which maybe we haven't honored our own self-worth, or we haven't honored the self-worth of another, whether it's a romantic partner, a business partner, a close one-on-one intimate, there's something that's needing to be shifted here. And again, depending upon where Aries is, if it's in your 10th house, this could be a work partnership. So we're learning what it means to be seen and to be recognized and to rise up and to heal that part of us that hasn't been feeling seen or heard or recognized. And again, it could also be that you're being asked to see and recognize another. It might show you where you've outgrown partnerships or people. That where there's a relationship that is no longer serving you, that you have come into the fullness of your confidence and have done the healing work, and you have outgrown that relationship. That is something that can come up. So a lot of deep reflection is being called for here. And it's about being kind to ourselves because there are vulnerabilities with Chiron involved here that are going to come up. So definitely going to possibly need some self-soothing in the days leading up to the full moon and up until the day after it. So it's about acknowledging again who we are, how far we've come, and calling upon our confidence and our courage to change the patterns in our relationships that are no longer serving us, that no longer honor the person that we have grown into. So there could be, unfortunately, some power struggles here involving potentially intimacy with another, or recalibrating or renegotiating the relationship if it, again, is in the context of a work partnership. And there are air signs involved in this. This full moon is creating what's called a grand trine, which is easily flowing energy between air signs. So it's likely that conversations are going to come up related to this topic of how do we strengthen this relationship, change it, where is there opportunity for greater intimacy, or for just a recognition that something needs to change. And this full moon is also being supported by Saturn. Saturn is the sign of maturity and discipline. So we're being given the opportunity to mature and to grow with this full moon and to make a commitment to ourselves and to move forward from what we've learned, and to understand what it is we're healing. And again, just want to reiterate, this is a very significant full moon because Venus is involved and Chiron. And whenever Venus is involved, there's a pretty major, involved in a conjunction with the sun, there's a pretty major shifting or healing that goes back possibly even to other lifetimes. And with Chiron, it's giving an extra full emotional charge. So my advice to you is to be kind to both yourself and to others, and to pay attention to where it is that you may need extra rest. Because there's another layer to the energy of this week, which is that we have Mars conjunct the North Node in Gemini. And Mars is actually going to be what's called out of bounds for the next 2 months. So anybody who's ruled by Mars or who has strong Mars energy in their chart, which could be an Aries or a Scorpio, because they are both ruled by Mars, you might be feeling really tired. I've been hearing from a lot of people that they're tired. But that's also because of this, it's significant Venus energy that is shifting and causing us to sort of release old patterns and old ways of not honoring ourselves. So there's a lot energetically happening with this full moon. And the last thing I'll share, the other sort of layer to this full moon, is that we have Neptune in Mercury coming together in Pisces, which is allowing us to connect with our higher knowledge, our intuition. And this may come to us through dreams. We may get these downloads. But it's about knowing something, but not really being able to think about how we know it. So it's intuitive energy. And it can also make getting the details or nailing the details difficult or feel confusing. So it's best to kind of just be patient and allow this energy to come to you and trusting what it is that you can't see. So it's a full week. Leading up to and after this full moon. In general, it's a very supportive full moon for coming to realizations, for recalibrating our relationship with others, but most importantly, it's an opportunity for recalibrating the relationship with ourself, for creating that new beginning of our new self that has more confidence in belief and is willing to be courageous and look at those areas in life where we have come far and need to heal and forgive ourselves so that we can begin new in our relationships. So I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and consider subscribing to my channel. If you're interested in hearing from me on a more regular basis, I do have a sign up below for my newsletter and where you can receive a free gift. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.